Hey, Moore-Crispin here at Showstoppers leading up to CTIA 2010. Now, I found out about a new technology from Charles that I'm really thankful wasn't around when I was a kid. Tell me about text arrest. I understand you guys just launched today.
Just launched today. We've got a very cool product. Text arrest is a combination mechanism that locks down your smartphone anytime it's in motion, so that there isn't a capacity to text and drive.
Okay.
But then secondly, it's a dashboard offering for parents to be able to create a dialogue and identify current location of their kids anytime that there's kind of speeding occurrences, anytime that this texting system is overridden by one of their kids.
So this is kind of a way, you kind of explained it to me before, and my first thought was it's kind of a way for, you know, for parents to give their kids a little bit of freedom, right? You can borrow the family car, you can have your own mobile phone, but you can kind of keep track of what's going on. So what kind of things can parents track using text arrest?
That's a good point. So we have a mechanism for geofencing, as an example. So anytime one of their kids goes outside of a certain boundary or area, an alert will go to their parent. Anytime there's speeding that occurs, there's an alert that can go to a parent.
Right.
But I think the more important thing is that the system really facilitates a dialogue between the kids and their parents about the safety of texting and driving.
Right.
In particular, and these are stats that we know just because we're in this space and it's kind of an important area to be researched on.
Sure.
You know, there's 6 times more likelihood of accidents with texting and driving than with driving and drinking.
Right.
And so you've got a 600% overage of occurrences in that case. Secondly, you've got literally over 1,300 texts per month that the average kid has during a month.
So chances are good, right?
Very good chance you're going to be texting and driving. So really this is about the safety. And what we're finding with our closed beta prior to launch this week is that there's an awful lot of parents who are saying, you know what, I'm going to make you use this system, but we too as parents are going to also use the system so that we're just as accountable as you are.
Well, I mean, the temptation is almost impossible to resist sometimes, right? You hear that kind of Pavlovian ring and you're like, you start salivating and you want to pick up your phone and find out what's happened.
Exactly.
So I guess this is kind of a way to just kind of alleviate that and to make sure that kids, when they're behind the wheel, are paying attention to the task at hand, right? Which is driving. Kind of an important one. Now, I understand you can do a passenger override. Or an emergency override.
Correct.
So the passenger override requires that you punch in a code. Emergency override is just like, you know, I really have to make a call, like this is urgent kind of idea. Okay, so where are we going to go for more information on this product?
Textarrest.com is the website, so it's just like it sounds, textarrest.com.
And we'll put a link in the show notes on butterscotch.com.
Terrific. And I think there's an important point about this whole override business. I mean, why have a system that locks down your phone if you're just going to give someone an override anyways?
Right.
There really needs to be a safety feature of kind of turning off the system for a temporary period of time.
Sure.
What was important to us and what was important to our users when we were developing the product was fundamentally it needed to be able to unlock the system as an override, report it still, because there needed to have that ongoing dialogue, but then a re-engagement after a set period of time. So 30 seconds, 1 minute, 10 hours, that's really a configuration that's made by the parents.
Sure. Well, I mean, that is an important point, right? Because you can't just say, like, what if I'm on a bus, right? And the GPS is saying you're moving, you can't use the phone. So it's important to have that, and like you mentioned, it kind of, the whole idea is to open that dialogue so parents can say, you know, well, why did you do that emergency override? Or, you know, just to kind of make sure that they understand how important it is not to text and drive.
Exactly.
So there's a couple packages available, I understand. What are kind of the levels of subscription that you guys are offering?
We have a free package, so that's where you are a very effective, self-disciplined individual. You download it for yourself.
Okay.
The alternatives are you put it in your trunk, you know. So
fair enough.
In this free version, lets your phone lock down in motion. It will automatically respond to texts if you ever receive one while the system is engaged.
Okay.
And that's it. Then we have a subscription format at $4.99 a month, and that's for a family plan of 5. So effectively for $1 a month per person in your family, you can have both this free componentry as well as all of the dashboard functionality. And the dashboard is current location of all your family members, geo-fencing capabilities, any kind of speeding incident circumstances, reporting, visibility of current location, so the list goes on and on.
And then it mentions if they've done an emergency override or something.
Right.
And all this is happening in a web browser, I understand, right, on the dashboard side.
Correct.
All right, so that's where we're going for more information. And for a link to that and more information on butterscotch.com, the show notes on butterscotch.com. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.